Yeah, we're on. All right. Barbecue is going to your anniversary, Mr. Carswell. There you go.
Thank you.
And let me top this beautiful thing off here. Oh God, look at that beautiful and a frosted mug yet. And it's got to be.
Got me a mug too.
There you go. What is it? You're in South Carolina. I'm in North Carolina today. I think it's about 91 out there right now. It's hot.
I'm back in Georgia now. I'm back in Georgia actually now. Back in Macon.
Oh, things are much cooler in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's like 84 here.
Oh, that is cool.
That is cooler. I forgot all about humidity when we came here. It's like usually we spend the summers in Colorado in the mountains, and in the mornings it can be 45 degrees, and warm up to 75. But it's beautiful. I wanted to talk about a few things today. It's kind of this is Beer with Claude. This is real, just kind of chilling, talking about the week and everything like that. And do you ever read the Wall Street Journal?
I do.
There was a very interesting article on it. I thought we might discuss it today.
Okay.
A little bit. And then I have a surprise for you guys. A little bit. Hi, Jessica. Her audio is still revving up there. Okay, good. Let me share the screen here with you and see if I can find that article. There we go. Where is that article? Hi, Jessica.
Hello there.
Yeah, I want to show you this Wall Street Journal. Before we do that, let me show you guys. Brandon, you were talking about Cialdini.
That interview, that one right there. The psychologist was saying yes. That's what I was looking at. Yep.
The benefits, unique stand, all kinds of good stuff there on Cialdini. And basically he wrote this book. I think he must have wrote it 15 years or more ago. The psychology of sales and persuasion. I take a lot of things from different top psychologists. I really studied. I'm still to this day amazed. Hi, Jessica, you saw me, right? Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
See you.
Yeah.
And I was just
I'm in
amazed.
the grass today. I'm in the grass.
You're in the grass. I see that. I've been amazed. How come some people, there's only a few in every company, Amway or whatever company or car sales or real estate offices or whatever, how come there's always that top, I'm going to be generous and say 5%. And they always have spectacular sales. They make more money. They win all the contests. And I always wondered about this because I worked hard in a lot of different businesses that I started and companies I worked for, but I was never up in the top shelf there. I was working hard, but I don't think I was working smart. And Cialdini, and I saw my mentor, who was fantastic, who could close people on very expensive real estate deals in one phone call. And It just bothered me. I went to college. I went to, I went to all the seminars. I've read tons of books and Zig Ziglar and the Little Red Book of Selling. And what's missing out of all this stuff?
Yeah.
Why is it that some people, do they have different DNA?
Remember that expression?
Smarter?
What's he got that I ain't got, right?
What's he got that I ain't got?
Yeah.
It really bothered me.
Yeah.
And some people, and my mentor had it. He had it. He could pick up the phone and make more money and close people in one phone call. And how do you do that? When I'm struggling and knocking on doors and I'll think about it all day long. What was that magic, that secret sauce that he had that very few people have? And I still am doing this. I studied the successful people. I love biographies of successful people. And they have that never, I'm sorry?
Have you heard of the guy called Ben Gay?
Ben Gay. Yeah. Oh, it's not a joke for people who are watching this, by the way. Ben Gay wrote some great sales books.
The Closer.
On sales. I think volume 1 and 2. I don't know if there was a volume 3.
1 and Closers 2. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Thank you. Great book. for anybody. Somebody put that, do me a favor, somebody type that into the chat box there. It's a funny name because we all think it's that muscle salve or something like that.
Yes.
It's a good
arthritis cream, right?
Yeah. And even those books, I've read all these books. The Little Red Book of Selling. I've read Grant Cardone. What is it that they're not, but they're making it very scripted and very mechanical. But what's missing? That's the key to me. What's really missing? And
The mojo.
it's the mojo. It's the
mojo.
What is that? What is mojo? Let's have a mojo definition, please. What is it? While I sip my beer.
It's like finesse. It's style. It's like
Style. I love that word, finesse. And
Yeah.
finesse is style.
yeah.
And come on, Beer with Claude here. Turn on your videos, Leon, Ben,
like-
and Dave.
The je ne sais quoi, as they say in France.
Je ne sais Claude.
Je ne,
I'm getting dressed for work. I'm getting
I'm
dressed for
sorry.
je
work.
ne sais
too
quoi.
Je ne sais
camera.
quoi. They
Je ne
also
sais
have
quoi.
that passion, that desire. They're wordsmiths too.
Yeah.
They can use their words.
I like that word.
They use those words in such a way.
Yeah.
You know my analogy about food. Food is why is food? You ever go to YouTube and go to the food channels?
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Claudia,
it.
who's the one guy we really like? Mark Wiens, Weins. Young guy, lives in Thailand.
Mhm.
Mike Chang.
How about the Naked Chef?
They're all
Jeremy, I forget his last name. He's good. British guy.
How come they're all so popular? I mean, millions of subscribers. Because food is very emotional, isn't it?
Yeah.
Food is very sensual. Food
Mhm.
is very, it's, if you look at them making, do you ever see them when they're frying things and making things and everything? I mean, they have my attention.
Yeah.
And they're salesmen too, aren't they?
Yes.
And we know some people on the internet, they make great livings, especially some YouTubers. I was reading about some in the Wall Street Journal today. I didn't forget, I'm going to show you this great Wall Street Journal article today. Thank you for putting that in, Brandon.
No problem.
And these people seem to have it.
Mhm.
They know how to use those words to make people salivate, like you're watching a YouTuber as a 10 million followers make the world's watch them eat. When you watch other people eat,
Mhm.
what does that do to us when we see somebody bite into a delicious hamburger or something, whatever we like? What happens, Leon?
Start salivating. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the glands kick in, so we
All self-control, all the diet books, everything goes out the window. I'll start tomorrow. And one of those people that I studied was Cialdini, and he said there were certain psychological triggers that great salespeople use. And the one I love social proof is, what are other people doing? What is celebrity? Why does Michael Jordan show those those $200 Nikes? Why do they pay him millions of dollars? Because if it's good enough for Michael Jordan, maybe it'll make me jump higher or something, right? That's social proof. Are we influenced by other people? I'm a New Yorker. When a New Yorker sees a line, even if they don't know what it's for, well, I better get on this line. It must be important, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Why do we want to get on that line? Why do we want to do what everybody else is doing? Why are we so easily influenced by other people, famous or not? Are we easily influenced? And that's called social proof. Real biggie there. And how about scarcity? That's another biggie on
that's a real
Cialdini.
That's a
Definitely.
real big one.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That to me, but most people, scripted salespeople, do not use scarcity correctly.
Right.
Give me some thoughts on this? I think they're very obvious. Well, we only have one left, Mr. Jasso.
Yeah.
Everybody wants black. We only get 3 a year.
When
You
you're
gotta call now.
yes, but wait, there's more.
How would you use scarcity properly? What's an example of using it properly?
Well, that's a great question. And I'll answer it by just saying all the different psychological techniques I talk about, Freud, Jung, Dr. Eric Berne, transactional analysis, Cialdini, all these people, Pavlov even. And you can have all these psychological techniques and you could have a wonderful voice and vocabulary, but it only works if you're a thespian. Now, this is not a strange religious cult or anything like that. It means you have acting ability.
Mm-hmm.
And as I always said, I have a big advantage because I was an onion in third grade, and I worked on my skills since then. Seriously, the thing about it is, can you?
I was the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland.
There you go. There you go. What is it? We have to convey to people that it's real, that we're sincere. Okay, if we come across as it's self-serving, there's only one left. And the prospect thinks, what do you think the prospect thinks when we're insincere in using scarcity and social proof? What goes through their mind?
Scam.
Can't trust you.
Yeah.
Trust you.
Yeah.
Go deeper. What else? What else? What else are they thinking?
Ingenuine.
Yeah, manipulation.
Like
Yes,
self-motivated, just they
Right.
want what they want for them, not
Yeah.
serving you.
Selfish.
Oh,
You're
Jessica's
selfish.
got it. Jessica,
Yeah.
you hit it. It's
Yeah.
exactly that. You're doing what's good for you, but not for me. You're manipulating me so you get a fatter wallet.
Right.
You're just trying to control me, intimidate me, manipulate me. When you're not, all the psychological techniques, the best script in the world, and I don't like scripts, and all the other techniques and everything you've read and studied, if you don't have the ability to play a role and get that other person to say, you know what, I like Jessica. I think she cares about how I spend my money and the value I'm getting.
I want to deliver a good product, not just get money out of you.
In life insurance, we say client over commission.
Yeah,
Well,
it's true.
Think about
Whatever
the client.
goes-
Don't think about the commission.
always think about in all honesty, we all think about the commission, don't we? Let's be honest here. Everybody have a sip of your adult beverage right now. Come on, truth serum time.
Yeah, but it's like I always do people first and money second, and then I've been really successful in money because I care about people.
Well, that's good. I think they work together. I agree. Zig Ziglar,
I'm learning that in guts that they go like you said, Clark, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
They complement each other because you can't X yourself out and not think about your own well-being.
Yes, absolutely. Can't forget about your own needs and your own wants. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a
My family
balance.
got to eat just like your family got to eat. Yeah, both families got to eat.
Yeah. And I have a friend who says his name's Eli Cal. He's a very successful real estate investor. He says it's got to be a win-win. Both parties have got to win.
My mentor used to always say that. He says, Claude, I believe in win-win as long as I win first. Do you think this is an interesting point? We started off with Cialdini and all the things, but this is good. This is really good stuff. Do you think we have to be a little self-absorbed, a little self-centered, maybe a little bit of an egotist, not obnoxious, in order to be a superstar?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I agree. I think so because
I'm starting trouble here. So okay.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Because essentially, if you don't have a little, think of yourself with a little ego or a little bit of that. When you go out into the world, the selling world, they're going to tear you up and eat you up and beat you down. So you have to have a little bit of that buffer to kind of, protect you, as a defense mechanism, so that you won't have low self-confidence, low self-esteem, you will always exude authority and expertise. And that's huge in the eyes of the buyer.
Jessica, it's okay to disagree here. We're all this this is not woke wake court or woke, what is it called?
Yeah.
Woke court. Okay. We can do, you know, what's great about this group? We can have difference of opinions and still learn, and it's okay.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong here. It's
I
very,
love
sales is-
I love corrective criticism. I love
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah. Me too.
I
I
don't
love
think
Honestly, when
either-
your
I don't-
ego's in check, you know, you can almost serve people better because you're not an ego. When you're have an over ego, it's usually compensating
okay.
for insecurity.
You use the word over ego.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Isn't there?
Yeah.
Can you have a strong ego? Is it okay to feel really good about yourself?
Oh yeah. You
Really
got to.
good about yourself without, I know.
Without being arrogant.
Yeah, Kanye West said, I got a big ego, such a big ego. Kanye West, he's a billionaire right now. So hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't want to have arrogance and tread on people or disregard them, you know, because of your big ego. You got to be humble as well. You got to be
I
humble.
love that word.
Yeah.
Humility, grateful.
Yeah.
Can you
Wow.
have a strong ego? Can you be successful and still be grateful?
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Are
Yeah,
we
most
talking
certainly.
about? Are we talking about the same thing but to different degrees here?
Yes.
Yes.
Got to be in balance.
It's got to be in balance.
Ego in check.
I think you got to feel really good about yourself. I think you got to be very confident in order to get to that high 6-7 figures per
Yes.
year that we all shoot for.
Yeah.
So when you
Okay.
when you genuinely care about the client, and you also genuinely
Care about
think
you.
think of yourself as a champion or see
Yeah.
yourself as a winner, then I think you will be able to meet both angles.
I think it's a question of balance and degree. You know, we all want to be these wonderful little perfect balanced human beings.
Yeah.
I think if you just give and give, people will take and take. I think you also have responsibilities to yourself and you got to be practical. You got to put mac and
Definitely.
cheese on the table too, right?
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, you know, interesting thing. I know very successful people who are retired. Guess what very successful people do when they retire? Who made their fortunes honestly and ethically, but guess what they do once they retire?
They keep working
No, they don't have to
because
work.
they love
anymore.
it.
No, they pour into other people.
Yeah,
Philanthropy and stuff.
they give back. I see this.
Yeah.
I've seen this. It's really people write checks to good solid organizations. They volunteer a lot and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Even though they made all this money and everything like that.
Mhm.
This is a
Definitely.
great topic.
Yeah.
I think you have.
Do you
I think
you
you
think
have.
they really give away all their secrets, or do they hold something back?
I don't. You know, it's kind of funny. Did you ever on the golf course? I used to play a lot of golf. I don't anymore, but I used to love to meet new people on the golf course and have lunch with them or just walk and talk. And I loved meeting other people from the variety of different businesses. Some were very successful. Some were just, you know, regular Joes and Joannes and stuff like that. But every now and then you'd meet somebody and you kind of had an idea that they were pretty well to do. And I
Mhm.
love picking their brain. How did you get there? What did you do? What were the challenges you faced? You know, and get an idea of their personality and stuff. Some of them aren't nice to play golf with, by the way. They're very
yeah.
efficient. I think part of success, I wrote a title in this, Contrarian Millionaire. I think part of success is learning from people who have a right to teach you.
Mhm.
Wow, that's huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we have all these gurus and all these people all over the internet giving advice. And my mentor used to always say another thing: consider the source of
Mhm.
the advice you're taking.
Yes. So true.
That's
So
that's
true.
major.
Let me show you guys an
I've
article.
made that mistake.
This ties in beautifully to an article I read today. And it's in today's Wall Street Journal. Tell me if you can see my screen, okay?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Here's the opening article. A few years ago, Kevin Pathrath, 29-year-old real estate broker and father of two, lives in Ventura, earned most of his income from commissions on home sales and kept up a side gig recording online video. Today, he's meet Kevin, a YouTube influencer with 1.7 million subscribers. Most days he lives on stream on the platform for several hours, talking about the stock market and doling out investor advice in a rapid fire, self-deprecating manner. I love self-deprecating, but he makes fun of himself. He banters with commentators, hams it up, sips coffee. In addition to the live streams, he's made hundreds of videos on a range of investor topics. I used to spend 3 or 4 hours with one client talking to them about real estate they could buy for below market value. And if I was lucky, maybe after 90 days, that one person would turn into $10,000. Today, $10,000 in revenue is a bad day for me.
Wow.
He says he earns $5 million in the first 3 months of this year. And the whole article is, there's a picture of him. He's also running for governor in California. There.
Wow.
And there's some other YouTube influencers here through the article. Here's one young lady. She has 54,000 followers, and there's a lot of stuff in here about. She makes a quote up here on the top. Sorry to be jumping around. If you turn on CNBC, it's all about those older white guys, and it's hard to relate to them, said the 32-year-old influencer. Who cares how old somebody is or what they look like if they can give you good advice? Tell me I told you this is not
No, that's true. That's true.
Totally agree.
It's all about the source.
It's all about the source.
Yeah.
Do I want to go to a family counselor from a 25-year-old who's never been married and have kids?
Yeah. A fortune teller.
Might be even better advice. Buy low, sell high, right?
I made that mistake. Let me look at my crystal ball.
Yeah. It's a great article if you guys want. I'll post it in the private Skype group we have. But
now, do you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal to get the actual hard copies to your door?
I used to, and I miss it. I love the ink on my fingers. I'm old school.
Okay.
But today, it's just so much better in the morning, I wake up, I hit the button, and I travel a lot. Claudia and I have been in North Carolina for 3 months now. Stopping and go subscriptions. Has anyone done this? Oh my gosh, it's one of the biggest annoyances in the world, stopping home delivery. I love a real newspaper, by the way, and it's great if you own a puppy.
Yeah.
But it's much more practical to get the online edition.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not expensive. It's not. How much is the Wall Street Journal, hon? I'm gonna guess $95 a year. You can find discounts everywhere, and I get a lot of the information that I share with you guys. I find it there. A lot of good articles, a lot of stuff on that. I also I just dropped it a while ago, the New York Times, because I needed a break. Sometimes. I love the New York Times. I've been reading it since I was a little kid in New York City, but sometimes the New York Times raises my blood pressure. So, but I'll pick it up again.
It's depressing.
It's something's going on this is another topic here. Something's going on. I try to always stay away from politics too much, but we got a good group here. I don't like when the news tells me what to think. Give me the facts.
Yeah.
And let me come to a conclusion. You
Right.
know, don't.
Yes.
And there was always right and left, conservative and liberal, information out there. But don't shove it. We were talking before about, pressuring people. Don't just because you're writing a story, don't pressure me with your opinion. Let me come to my own conclusion.
Yeah.
What is going on out? Let me turn this to you guys. Is it just me or? Because I like news. I love reading stuff, but I don't want to be forced to have an opinion without the facts. Don't slant it. What do you guys think about this?
Well, they use the news as a vehicle to indoctrinate us. Is essentially that's what they. Well, I mean, I think they use it as a medium or a vehicle. Like you said, instead of us having our own opinion, is to indoctrinate us and get us all to basically be divided. So it's divide and conquer is what it is.
It's to try to control instead of it should be just giving us information.
Right.
I'm the glasses half full guy. I believe we're in a great country. I know people, they're wonderful people.
Mhm.
Okay, they'll come, they're hardworking, they're decent people. These are the people in my influence, my neighbors, my friends, organizations, religious and otherwise, that I belong to. Most people that tell me I'm just I got rose-colored glasses on, but I think most people are pretty decent.
Yeah.
Is it just me, Ben? Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right. Seems to just each channel has their agenda, whatever that is. We don't get the straight poop, and we're not allowed to decide.
The BBC used to be the best, but even they're
Yes. How about NPR? Is anybody? I love NPR, but it's
Yeah.
lately. Come
Right.
on, NPR. Why are you?
I know they're just they're tunnel vision. It's not.
Yeah. You
Not
know,
good.
and
a
I want.
lot of the mainstream stuff is just like that, because it's going to be directed towards some fixed agenda, it's not
Yeah.
to educate and like you said, to help people come to their own conclusion. They're gonna spit out their own opinion and
Yeah.
try to make you comply with their opinion.
Are they utilizing? Let's bring this back to sales.
Yeah.
Okay, let's there's a segue. There's a reason I'm
Yeah.
talking. You guys know me. I stay away from stuff that I don't want to make people angry.
Right.
I abhor people getting upset and angry and everything, but I love these conversations. And do you think we talk about emotions all the time as a persuasion technique?
Hmm.
Okay, we want to make the prospect emotional about our product or service, because the $1 million rule says that people make decisions very, very quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
About buying our product or service if they become emotional. When we say emotional, it means they visualize in their head. They can see it, smell it, taste it. They still need to justify it with facts.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's a good way to sell people. You're still going to give them the information. We, in the gut system, we kind of do it the other way around. For most people, give the presentation first with all the slides and all the features and benefits, and then ask for the order. We talk about how does this affect you, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? Why is this good for you? And we try to get them to talk, and we kind of do this re-engineering or redirection we always talk about. Then we get commitment and qualification. Then we go into the features and benefits. What happens if we get emotional with a prospect, though? Is that good or bad for us?
Not so
It's
good.
bad.
Not good. Yeah.
You're right. What happens when we can become too emotional about a topic? Like the news, like what we were talking about. Are they using emotion more than facts?
Yeah.
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 I think we just had a moment
Yeah.
here. Are they using emotions more than facts in publications, online news, and things like that?
But also you're talking about sales, even though it's news, but it's a blurred line because they're trying to sell their product, which is information. They're trying to get their audience, so they have to create what people want to hear to draw them to listen to their station.
Yeah. Do you think this is part of the problem why we have such a divided country right now? Have you ever seen it? I remember in the 60s, the Vietnam War and stuff, and the country was pretty divided then too. And
Yeah.
but all we had was newspaper, magazines, radio, and TV. Today we have all the new whiz bang stuff and everything. And do you think getting us this emotional?
You was broken up a little bit coming in there.
I'm sorry, but do you think that we can? All this media is splitting us apart, maybe because it's too emotional.
Polarizing.
Good word, a $10 word.
So if the media if channel A is giving you, they have their information and they're presenting and they're looking for their demographic, and channel B is presenting and they're looking for their demographic, arguably each is going to have, you're not going to get the same information from each channel. Now in sales, are you going to get the same information? Is each client or prospect going to get the same information from you? That's the question.
Are they going to get the same information with a different perspective, though? Your perspective? You still want to make the sale.
Yeah,
What-
pretty much they are.
Okay. Can we take, I can even, you know what's great about honest selling? Honest emotional selling. We can actually tell people the truth, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm so easy to sell if I believe in you. If I think you know, if I see you working hard and you want to make a decent living and you got a good product or service that I can relate to, I'm getting out the credit card. I'm that easy. But nobody knows how to sell me that way. They give me all the gobbledygook and stuff like that.
Features, features, features.
Features, and benefits and things like that. To me, can we, you know, when you get somebody, another Cialdini, like and trust. Okay. Number one, I think, actually, when you like the salesperson, what do we do when we have a good car salesman or insurance salesperson or a financial advisor? What do we tell our friends and neighbors if they ask us about these kind of people? What do we do?
They were great. They didn't hassle us. They didn't jerk us. We were in, we're out.
Recommend them. Yeah.
We promote
Jessica,
them.
Jessica, can you tell me? I love your car, Jessica. But I'm scared to go to a car dealership. Do you have any advice for me, or tell me what anybody you can recommend? I hate going to dealerships and feeling pressured and everything. And I love your Lexus.
I got my car on Craigslist.
Did you really? Did you really?
It's great. A little 230 SLK compressor, hardtop convertible Mercedes.
Sweet. Oh,
Secondhand.
the little Mercedes.
Yeah, the little one.
The
Fuel
cute one.
injected, but 4-cylinder, but fuel injected. So it's fast.
That car will still go to 0 to 60
Awesome.
in a couple seconds. That's a California car.
It is.
That is a California car.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely. It's car. So if I went to you, Mr. Carswell. Hey, Mr. Carswell, I need a financial advisor, and you seem to be a pretty sharp guy. Is there anybody you can refer me to, recommend? He's froze.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna definitely reciprocate. I'm gonna give you some names and some of my advisor, my trusted advisor.
Now, off the role play, why don't we love to refer the people that we know, like, and trust?
Yes.
Yes.
Why do we love? How about a restaurant? Ben, I'm looking in your area for I love Italian food. Do you have a favorite or a good Italian restaurant? Can you help me out, buddy? I'm new in the area.
I do. What do you like? Pasta, pie, sandwiches? They got it all.
Oh yeah. Give me spaghetti and meatballs. Give me a pizza. Give me a stromboli.
This place is really East Coast. It's the real deal. You're gonna feel like you stepped into Little Italy.
Oh,
And they're so nice. If you're not happy, they're not happy.
I love it.
Family
What is that worth right now? What Ben just said to me. What is that worth to me personally?
It's gold.
Let's go.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
How strong is that for me to go to that restaurant or to go buy Jessica's car from her salesperson
Or to go see a movie. Go see a movie somebody recommend.
Oh yeah. By the way, anybody book of the summer. Any Stephen King fans here?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
How many pages?
I don't know. I wish it was twice as long. It's 511 pages, and it's this guy is just the best story. And this isn't a horror story or anything like that. He's been getting away from the horror stuff. This is such a good book. It's one of those books every time you have 5 seconds, let me read another page. Let me do this.
What makes it so good? What makes it so good?
You know, she doesn't like
Hi,
Stephen King.
Mrs. Claude.
Hi, Miss Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I've heard of all the good things about you.
I hope so.
You
So many
blondes,
good
you
things.
blondes stick together. That's all it's about.
So we were at the bookstore. Brandon, do you have a Books a Million by you?
I do.
Okay.
Bam.
So we went to Books a Million, what was it, last weekend? And we were shopping and he's looking at books. I mean, I'm an avaricious reader. I love buying books.
$10 word, avaricious.
Thank you. Anyway, so I've got like 3 or 4 books I'm going to buy. And I said, is there a book you want to get? And he goes, well, I'm looking at this Stephen King book, but I don't want to spend the money.
So cheap
So I said, okay,
sometimes.
give it to me. I'll spend the money. And that's what happened. I spent the money.
Oh, I got you then.
It was so
Are you a Stephen King's fan? Are you?
Oh no.
You don't like, she doesn't like.
I don't like violence. I don't like awful suspense, and I don't like sci-fi.
There's a clown in our sewer.
Oh, there's a clown in your store. Not in my store.
But,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with you. I agree with you. But I also think that man is talented because he knows how to get into the psyche.
He's a
I
good
mean,
writer.
I still look at I do like you say, Claude. I look down those deep sewer things. I'm like, oh, there's the boogeyman down there.
Oh, yeah.
No.
What sales techniques do Stephen King's really emphasize in his writings?
Stephen,
Plays on your fears, your unconscious fears. Like
he's just his writing style. I'm reading another book that I donated.
What did I do?
It's called How to Write, something like that, from Stephen King. And
by Stephen King, How to Write by Stephen King.
yeah, because I've written 9 books, and I'm no Hemingway or anything like that. But I love to write, and I read somebody who's a genius at writing. Stephen King is so prolific. I mean, he just knocks out books all the time. And I don't think he's one of these guys who I don't like the Pattersons and the other guys, although they're great writers. But they got a team of other writers. They give them an idea and then they let them go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of these other writers turn it into an industry, a franchise. Stephen King still writes his own books.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many times was he rejected? Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, it was like 9 or 10 times by
Yeah.
publishers.
Oh,
wasn't
he
it?
grew up in New England with a single mom who worked really hard. And his first book was Carrie, which he threw into in a garbage pail in a laundromat. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ben. I think I got it right here.
Because it was rejected so many times.
Yeah,
by
and he threw Carrie into a garbage can, and his wife pulled it out.
wow.
Wow.
He pulled it out, and she said no, because he was so tired of the rejection and the think about it and everything. And she pulled it out, and he continued to send it. And guess what happened?
Yeah.
Biggest cult classic.
Wow.
That was a good movie. That was a scary good movie. Well done.
Who was what's her? Oh, here, trivia question. Who was Carrie in the first movie?
What's her name? Forgetting her name.
Somebody Google it for me. I forgot. She's a pretty good actress.
She is good. Yeah, let me
I
Google it.
forgot her name, but she was really
Alexa,
good.
who was Carrie in the Stephen King's movie?
Anybody know?
I'm just
Her name was
Sissy
John
Spacek.
Travella.
Sissy Spacek.
Sissy
Sissy Spacek. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
she one of the- has she?
Alexa just told me Sissy Spacek.
Okay, it's a tie.
Yeah.
And I think they just did a remake on it, didn't they? Am I wrong?
Oh, really?
I think she played the mother in the remake.
That's right. Thank you, Dave.
Oh.
Dave, why are you so shy today? No video or anything?
I was getting dressed for work and then I'm driving now, so it's like you don't need to see me.
Okay.
I do have something to bring up, not to change the subject completely.
Wait, you just said not to change the subject, but what is he going to do next, ladies and gentlemen?
Change the subject.
Change the subject. Go ahead, Dave. I'm silly. I'm having fun.
Well, getting back to what you were talking about, now that you're talking about you wrote books, your mentor I don't know if you can explain this, but other than yourself hearing it from your daughter, he was comfortable in his skin, and he had the chutzpah factor. I don't know if you can explain that.
What does
Gr-
chutzpah mean,
Yeah, what does
Dave?
chutzpah mean, Dave? Yeah, using the strange Yiddish language, New York City Yiddish
It's-
language here.
It's got several meanings, but basically it's unmitigated gall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's somebody who murders their mother and father in bed, and then, and then when they get to the court, they say, well, show mercy on me. I'm an orphan.
I think that just got lost in the conversation, but I get it.
That's funny.
It's
Not
true.
evil,
Like,
but it's
it's
right next
black
to it.
humor, though.
Say that again, Ben.
How do you say it?
Not
Chutzpah,
evil,
right?
but
How do you
it's
say
right
it?
next to it.
You got to get some phlegm in your throat.
Yeah,
Chutzpah.
it's a mitigated gall. Where does the word gall come from? Another trivia question. This is good.
Gall. Alexa,
It's
where
got-
does the word gall come from?
It's got to be something Celtic.
No,
Physiology.
no, yeah. Unmitigated gall. Isn't I think I
But
know
how-
the answer. It's a good Jeopardy question.
Go.
I think it comes from the French. Gall.
Alexa,
France
where
was
does the
called at
word
one time
gall come
Gaul,
from?
wasn't it?
Hmm.
Gaelic and everything. Do you know how wonderful it is? Let's have a grateful moment. Do you know how grateful with all the horrors that I don't even want to watch the news right now? Do you know what's the biggest problem in this country concerning America right now? Who's going to be the next guest host on Jeopardy?
Oh. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
I brought that up because you would sit and watch Max for hours on the phone and listen to him, and the way he used his words, the way he controlled the conversation, he just was confident, and he had that special sauce, and the way he used his so-called chutzpah to ask for things that the normal
Well,
salesperson wouldn't ask for, and so
yeah.
on. So I
How
didn't know if
many
you
of
wanted to
us-
elaborate on that.
And it's such a good point you brought up, David. Thank you. How many of us sometimes, before we say something, we get that little devil and angel on our shoulder? Don't say it. Well, go ahead and say it. You want to say it? No, don't
Yeah.
say it. Go ahead and say it. No,
A lot
don't
of time,
say it.
a lot of time in relationships, in intimate relationships, that comes up a lot.
How many people at an adult social gathering said something, and the next day they went to their significant other and said, "Why did I say that?"
Yeah. Sometimes it's when we've had a martini or a drink or something, and then we.
Oh my gosh,
we
why
go more
did I?
easily.
Why did I say that?
Alcohol
I
made me
tried
say,
to stop him. I really did.
Why
It
did you
didn't
do
work.
that?
blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
You can't blame it on Rio.
Mhm.
Great movie. It's just funny. Sometimes I think removing the filters and sometimes saying things
Mhm.
instead of digesting them and rolling them around and everything, just coming out. I
Yeah.
think that's part of being a happy person.
Yeah.
What
Hmm.
do you think about that? Just do you
Very
ever have
like-
something instead of holding it back in all the time? Just
Again,
come
it's
out and
it's
say
that
what-
balance though. It's that balance we were talking about before with ego and stuff.
Right.
Because if we blurt out things sometimes, it can be not very good. So we have
You're
to
not very good.
use some discretion, but not hold back too much either.
Yeah, but and not to intentionally hurt anybody or anything
No.
mean-spirited or anything like that. But today we're in a different world where we could say things that we had no intention of hurting anybody. And 10 years ago, it would have been funny. It would have been on a college campus or comedy show. But today you could say something that, oh my gosh, I'm offended.
You can get a lawsuit. You actually can wind up getting a lawsuit for saying a lot of stuff that you say.
Yeah.
Why are we so
For
last
slander,
thing-
right?
Last
Get
thing,
sued for
last topic
slander.
here. why are we so sensitive today? Ben, I know you can add to this. Why are we so sensitive today?
Or, because I think a lot of it is fear. We're afraid that we're going to be ostracized. It's going to hurt our numbers. It's going to be misconstrued. It's going to be out on social media forever. And we can't, as long as something is, as you like to say, Claude, we can always fix it later. If it's not meant to be mean or personal, you can say, you know what, I thought it over. That was a bad call. I reconsidered my opinion. But once it's out there and digitized, it seems to take a life of its own. I think a lot of sensitivity comes through the fear.
Yeah.
Have we lost the ability to laugh at ourselves?
I think one thing about President Trump that people like, when they voted for him, they knew he wasn't afraid to say whatever he wanted to say.
And he said a lot of stuff.
He said a whole bunch of stuff.
He did.
It was like, I know at least him, he's not the best he's not the most polished politician. He's going to just say it however it comes out. And people kind of like that about him, actually.
Yeah, that's part of the reason he's popular. He doesn't, he's not the polished politician. He's a businessman that speaks his mind, and sometimes he goes a little too far. But
if we all know the comedian Don Rickles, who I think he passed away last year or something like that. If there was a 21-year-old Don Rickles who went out to comedy clubs and audiences now, do you think he'd survive? Have you guys know? You know who I mean, right?
Him.
You guys know Don Rickles,
I'm not
right?
familiar with.
Don Rickles used to go into the audience and he attacked everybody, race, religion.
He was a heckler.
Short people, tall people, everybody.
He heckled people.
What's that?
He was a heckler.
He was his own heckler.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny.
And he was, and he sometimes he really got close to the line on stuff, but he always said at the end, you know what, you guys I love you guys. You let me have fun with you. I love you. I'm just making fun. We all are human beings. We all need to laugh. And he apologized to the audience at the end. Brilliant timing and everything like that. Do you think, Ben, a guy like that could exist today?
No, I don't.
I agree. I think bringing back our sense of humor is what we need to go. We need to say,
oh yeah,
it's okay to laugh at ourselves.
I think he could exist in the right type of environment where people were allowed to speak freely and they welcome that type of brutal honesty.
Well, it wasn't so much. He'd take a little thing from each group, each religion, each ethnic area. He'd take a little thing and he'd blow it up and have a lot of fun with it. If you go to YouTube and watch him, and he could do it, and he was so good at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he was brutal at some points, but I think we've lost the ability to laugh at ourselves. We've become oversensitive and everything. We're,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the YouTube. I love salespeople who say, oh, you're right. My company, why is our cars are much more expensive than our competition? Jessica, this is a Mercedes. You could buy 4 cars for what this one car, 2-seater car costs. You're right. It's very expensive. I don't know.
It's 20 years old. It only cost me $5,500. But I love my little car.
Oh yeah, and I love. The thing is, in Guts, can we make a lot of money telling people the truth?
Yeah.
Can we shock people?
Yeah.
Should we shock people?
I think we should. I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
Of course.
The thing that you teach class is the truth, or you want me to sugarcoat this?
Yeah.
That's that good pattern interrupt. Pattern interrupt.
Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, I want to say something, but you might get mad at me. You promise you won't get too mad at me? Do you want me to tell you the truth or just make you feel good today? Tell me what you'd like me to do. That's a patented guts line, by the way. That's a patented guts sales line. Why do I use that line in just that way?
To capture them, like get them on the edge, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have they ever heard that before?
No.
probably not.
No.
When,
What
when
happens?
when would you use it? Would you use that in the introduction or the opening, or when would you use it?
Wherever it works.
Ah,
When do you tell your lovely wife you love her? In the breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
whenever, and it's,
All the
it's no
above.
time.
Yeah.
It's no script. It's no scripted time.
Oh, say
Right.
that again. That was brilliant,
There's
Brandon.
no scripted time.
Yeah.
There's no scripted time for a moment, for the right moment.
Yeah.
Wait for the right moment is with the magic moment. Okay, timing is everything. The right words at the right time,
Yeah.
said the right way with the right. What's your je ne sais quoi?
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Mhm.
Said the right way gets people. When people, I always think of Norm at Cheers. You guys remember Cheers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, remember what happened when Norm walked in that bar?
Mm.
No.
Norm
Yeah.
and everything. Why did they yell Norm? Why did they do that?
Thought it
He
was
was
cool.
he was such a likable guy.
It was cool. Yeah.
It was cool. He was likable. It was like a little private club. Everybody smiled. Did everybody smile when Norm walked in the bar? You know,
Mhm.
that is the key. How do you get people to like and trust you? How much more money can you make when people like and trust you?
A lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to study.
Blank check.
It's a blank check, you know. And I went from I freely admit I was the world's worst salesman, man. I couldn't give away money.
Mm.
I would knock on doors, I would read the script, and I don't know why, but people always said, well, send me more information, I'll think about it, I'll talk to my significant other, call me in a month. And you know, it doesn't motivate you when you get that much rejection, manipulation, and lying, does it?
Mm.
No. To eat you alive.
Yeah. So we've got to study these techniques, these abilities, these words of persuasion, and we become free, and we can become those wonderful human beings we all strive for. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
You guys are great. What a fun conversation. Did we have fun today?
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
great.
great.
We did.
Had an awesome time.
Oh, it's good. You guys are great. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. Love you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good weekend, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have another drink.